It's a little hard to believe, frankly, when I compare the early days with what's here now. That was a dream we wouldn't dare have dreamed of early on.
Early on, as in the early 1960s, when Richardson and all North Texas experienced phenomenal growth. At the beginning of World War II, the town had a population of 740. But in the next 20 years, more than 30,000 people moved to Richardson, where in 1963, a civic leader saw a need.
Well, every little town ought to have a YMCA. It's very important. It meant a lot to me growing up. And so this guy named Charlie Boyle called me one day. He said, look, I hear that you think we ought to have a Y. And I said, that's right. He said, well, I'm getting a half a dozen people together, and we're going to see if we can raise some money and get a Y.
I remember the first building, which was the gym at the Richardson High School site over on Greenville Avenue. It was a wooden gym, and Ron Kinnaman had an office in the corner of it, and that's where the Y started. The first swimming program, Ron Kinnaman went out and begged people who had private pools to let them use those for the water programs. And the people on the board were just leaders in Richardson.
Everybody in the city was involved in the YMCA in some form or another. The saying is, it takes a village to raise a child, and the YMCA was a part of the village that was raising children. Even the mayor today was raised here.
What does it mean to you to come back in here now after all these years of growing up in this city and having this a part of your life?
Well, it's almost surreal. You know, if you had told me in the 1970s when my family moved here and I was participating in this Y as a kid, that I would be back and serving as the mayor and having my own kids go up through this program, you know, I would have found that hard to believe. What I find is that my exposure to people from all walks of life, which you get through the YMCA, has made me a better mayor because I understand where they come from, and I recognize that this is a very diverse community and the Y welcomes them all.
As a father of 5, my Y story really goes back to Adam and Eve with the kids. 5 separate Indian guides, Indian princesses tribes. Over the years, I coached a couple of dozen different teams in either basketball or baseball or softball. Whether it's the Sweetheart Dance or Camp Grady Spruce or running around the softball diamond. You have an opportunity with this Y to take on a role with your kids that there's not a replacement for.
With all the growth and the demographic change, you still see people coming to the YMCA as a safe place.
Keep going, left hand, left hand.
Let's do that one more time, okay?
My older boy, on one of the little hunts, we went out and found a rock. It's like this big. And he came back and gave it to my wife. And she uses it for 25 years now, has used it to block a door. I said, let's get rid of that rock. She goes, I'm getting rid of you before I get rid of that rock. And I think that's what makes Richardson YMCA so special.
Yatahe is a true Indian word, and it means it is good. We would finish each council fire with one of the parts of the old program, the old Indian program, and it was, and now may the great spirit of all great spirits be with you now and forever. And we'd shoot our fake arrows into the sky. And those are the things that started here, and they learned the love for it here, and the sportsmanship and camaraderie of it here.
We're real fortunate that we moved into Richardson and found the Y and the adventure guides.
I want to welcome everyone to the Richardson Federation Nation Games. Everyone having a great time?
Yeah, it's not time that you can get back. We got to get it now.
Get ready, boys. Oh.
You tell them what your favorite thing is about going on these campouts, sweetheart. And tell them how many s'mores you guys ate last night.
I'm with my daddy, and they ate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just tell Mom we had just one.
It's all about laughing, having fun with your dad, and building a friend forever.
And wouldn't you say young dads get involved now because you don't realize how quick it goes?
Well, it does go very quick. My oldest is a senior in high school. It was just yesterday that we were here in this gymnasium signing up for Indian guides. And I can't believe that he'll be leaving to go to college next year. It makes me sad.
Sadness mixed with the satisfaction of nudging a child through one of the many days that define youth and parenthood. In the process, experiencing the better angels of our nature as kids and as parents, as community leaders with the perspective of a half century.
All right, this legislative session will now be called to order.
Youth in Government's a really great program. It's a completely student-run government body. We've got an executive branch, a judicial branch, legislative.
The Employment Eligibility Verification Program.
Many groups meet at the YMCA like ours do. You practice, practice, practice.
I think the Youth in Government program that the Richardson YMCA manages is incredibly important. Not only is it helping youth understand how government works, but it's also preparing them to be great leaders. So the variety and the breadth of programming that the Richardson YMCA offers makes it a very important part of our community.
It wasn't so much training the youngster in becoming a terrific swimmer or soccer player or baseball player, so much as it was engaging the youngster in what those group activities did to develop character, to develop a sense of sportsmanship. The Y, to me, was always the greatest supporter of development of those kinds of important character-building experiences.
I guess the proof is in the pudding. The touchdowns they've scored over the years are on the scoreboard, and they've come back and they can be proud. But you can also say there's as much ahead as there was behind, so keep moving, keep changing, keep making it happen.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Richardson YMCA. Happy birthday to you. I was watching you.